Now we start our first session with Dr. Mani and Dr. Najla.
Thank you, Professor Bartolotti. Good morning, everyone. I'm Najla Fri, an assistant professor from the Faculty of Arts and Humanities of SFAX. I welcome all attendees. I can see a lot of familiar faces, my students, my dear colleagues. Welcome to the first session of SYFLAT's annual workshop. I thank all of SYFLAT's board for the confidence they gave in us to start this session today with AI-driven research. So today we will have, let's say, a walk through the most popular AI tools currently used in research. I'm not animating this workshop alone. It gives me great pleasure to be co-animating it with my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Amini Hliri.
Thank you. Okay, so let me start. Okay, can you hear me? Yes. No problem. I'll just make myself loud. So we'll start with the outline. I'll start with an introduction. Then we will go through using AI in all research steps. Najla will go through using AI in literature review and in writing and editing. Then I will go in using it in data analysis and in referencing. Then we'll deal with challenges, ethical, legal, and practical considerations, which is the most important part, so that when you use it, you won't fall into plagiarism and other ethical concerns. And finally, we'll conclude. I'll start with the introduction. So let me be clear. When we say AI, it's a theoretical form that matches, it's not that a theoretical form that matches or surpasses human intelligence in all tasks. We are not there yet. It's just a model that reads language, an NLP. So it does not exist yet and remains a long-term goal. It's a natural language processing model like ChatGPT and all the models that we use. They are not trained, these are trained to understand and generate human language. So they don't understand the world deeply like humans do. They use patterns from huge text data to respond. It's all coding. So they are coded to deal with languages. They are good at conversation, writing, summarizing, coding, work best with text, but don't really think, and they are not, this is very important, they are not aware of the real world or context beyond text. So in this workshop, when we refer to AI, we specifically mean language models, not general AI, because such advanced technology still remains far beyond our current capabilities. Now, we'll go to using AI in our research steps, and I'll give the floor to my colleague, Najla.
Thank you, Dr. Hliri. Now we are ready to jump into the second part of our workshop, and this is the longest one because here we're going to cover all of the steps, okay, that we go through in our research journey, from the literature review to the writing and editing to the data analysis and finishing with the references and citations. So before starting with the literature review tools, I wanted to share something with you. When we started planning for the workshop, Dr. Hliri and I had a talk, okay, about which tools to include in this workshop, because there are plenty of them, and then we needed to minimize the list so that we can cover them in those 2 hours. And it wasn't very hard coming up with a list because the popular ones are known, they are used, and they are renowned among all researchers. But then something came to my mind. What if we missed an important AI tool, okay, that is important or that might be helpful to you? And so I said, why not ask AI tools to generate a list and see if we have missed any of those tools. I went first to ChatGPT because this is the one most of us use, and I asked it this question: what are the current top research AI tools? The answer it gave was a little bit surprising to me because it listed itself at the top okay? It and its variations, followed by Google Gemini, and I couldn't find any of the tools that we have already prepared. And so I said, why not go to another one, which is called Perplexity, and ask the exact question. Again, to my surprise, a very different list, and this time the list is more compatible with the human-generated one. So it classified the research tools into literature review, citation, literature discovery, etc., and it provided more or less the tools that we are going to cover today. I'm not going to do any interpretation of the differences. This is food for thought for you, why they generated different answers. But I'm going to exclude ChatGPT from my demonstration today because of the answers it generated, because I don't think it was very transparent in providing the list that I wanted. So I'm going to jump directly to Perplexity. I'm sure that some of you are already familiar with it, but we tend to use Perplexity more as a general purpose conversational AI tool rather than a tool for literature discovery. And today we're going to see how there is a functionality in Perplexity that can help us discover the literature while having citations, while having transparent answers. So let's go to Perplexity and see how we can discover the literature while we highlight this academic dimension. So once we are there, once we are on the website, we just need to sign in first, okay? And here I advise you to have a special account for all AI tools in order to protect your privacy. This is better. Once you are in there, make sure to go to this globe where you can set your sources. Make sure to do this step so that you can have better results. The web option will be already ticked for you. So all you have to do is to add the academic option. Activate it so that it can browse journals and articles in addition to web sources. And then you go to the chat box and you write your query. Your query does not need to be something specific. Of course, the more specific, the better, but it's okay even if it's not specific. So what shall we write? Okay, since we are dealing with AI tools, I'm going to write effectiveness of AI tools. Where? In teaching. Okay, that's good. In teaching. Let's see. It will take some time to load. It won't take a lot of time. And as you can see in here, it will generate an answer that is concise and accompanied with citations. So you will have a summary at the beginning. So the tools significantly enhance teaching, and then it gives details with subheadings. Okay, very concise as you can see, and you have the sources here in case you would like to check them. For example, if we click here, it will direct us to the source from which it provided this answer. It will take some time to load. One of the weaknesses of those tools, you need to be patient with them. And here we are. This is the paper with the abstract, with the PDF version. Yes? Okay. So you can explore the paper on your own, check if what Perplexity said is relevant or not, etc. Okay? If you would like to have a look at all of the sources that it used, you just go to the links in here, and you will have your list of the sources used that you can scan through, okay? And that's it, okay? So for Perplexity, as you can see, it's not really something complicated. As a start, it's really good for discovering the literature, for knowing where the trend is going. So as a start, it is good, but it is still limited in terms of what kind of filtering it can do. And this is why it's better to move on to tools which are more sophisticated than Perplexity, namely Bohrium. I'm going to start with Bohrium because I'm sure that researchers in Tunisia are not very familiar with it. It's a Chinese AI tool, and this is why it's not really very popular among Tunisian researchers. This one is, unlike Perplexity, it is a specialized research assistant. So it is designed specifically for literature review. And what I like best about Bohrium is that it searches from more than 170 million academic papers. Okay? So it has a huge database. What Bohrium can do is chat or allow you to chat with the academic paper and also create your own library where you can store your favorite articles. Okay? So let's go to Bohrium and see how it works. Wait for it a little bit to load. Is there a problem with the internet? Okay, it's in here. We just need to be patient, that's all. Okay, so once you're in there, as you can see, it's not very different from any other regular chatbot. It's really basic, and the interface is user-friendly. So at the side, as you can see here, there are more functionalities than Perplexity, or the one we've seen before. And the first thing you need to do here is to go to source. You see source here. So here there is some filtering that you need to do. You can either keep the default option, which is all, or pick the discipline you are interested in, natural sciences, engineering, etc. So it's up to you depending on your research topic or your interest. Okay? Once you fix or you set your sources, you go to either the expert option and tick it, and here you have some credits that you should not exceed. You have up to 30 credits in the free version. So you activate it for deeper analysis. It will provide deeper answers, or you can check the deep think option. In both of them, you have limited credits that you should not exceed. Okay? If you still want even deeper research, you can activate your deep research, the deep research option. But this one will take much time. It will take up to 5 minutes to do its deep research, so I don't want to waste much time today since we have a demonstration. I'm not going to tick it. I'm just going to keep the expert mode. And so let's write the same query, effectiveness of AI tools in teaching. It will take some time to load the response because it has a huge database, as we have said. So it will generate the answer into two parts. The window will be divided into two parts. We have the left side here. In the left side, we will have a report, a summary of the answer. As you can see with the references, where you can go and check everything is cited. Okay, the different papers it relied on in order to summarize this answer. And what I like about Bohrium is that it provides tables and figures inside the report. Okay, so at the bottom here you can either copy the answer, you can either share it, okay, or you can ask further questions to learn more about the topic. Okay, what's more interesting in Bohrium is rather the right side in here, where you have the list of the references that it used to generate the answer. So here you will have the papers one by one with details of the authors, the journal where it is published, the year of publication. If there is a PDF version, it will tell you, okay, about it. What you can do here is either chat with the papers, ask more questions about each paper, or go directly to the paper if there is a PDF version. So let's see. It will open on a separate window. And here there are details about the paper. It gives a summary of the paper, introduction, methodology, etc. Let's be patient. Okay, so as I said, there is a summary including the methodology, the results, the discussion, okay? And you'll find the abstract at the bottom if you would like to read it, and the references used in this paper. Now going back to the title, under the title, you can either cite. So once you click on cite, it will provide the citation for you, and you can manipulate the citation. If you don't want the APA, you can change it, okay, to Chicago or MLA or whatever, okay? And then you can copy and paste this citation to your Word document. You can share the paper, okay? And you can chat with the paper in here. You can ask it to summarize it, to extract the findings, the research methods, the academic concepts, etc. Okay? What I like in Bohrium here is this functionality of reading the PDF. Okay? And once you click on it, the PDF will open on a separate pane. Now, let's wait for it to open and go back to here. Okay? If you are interested in this PDF, you cannot manipulate it unless you save it. So you go to the Save button in here, click on it, and you need to create your own knowledge base. It's a library where you can store all of your favorite papers. You choose New Knowledge Base, you call it whatever you want. So here, AI Tools, create it. And then you confirm, and the paper will be saved there. As you can see, this turns blue. It means the paper is already saved there. We go back to the paper. Okay. It is still reading it. Let me close this. Okay. So here you can do whatever you want. Okay, it's as if you have a PDF reader. So you can manipulate the paper by right. So you can manipulate the paper by underlining it. I'm not sure why it's acting up. Okay. Lila? I don't know what's happening. Okay. So here you can underline it. I'm not sure why it's not working. It usually works. All right, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it again. Connectivity is not good. This is why it is acting up. Okay, it is loading again. Let's see if it works this time. Just taking, it's because it is the most important functionality in Bohrium. This is why I don't want to skip it. Okay, it's here. All right, so as you can see here, you can either zoom in or out. Let's zoom in. And here you can highlight whatever you want in the paper. So you can underline, you can color, okay? You can add a note here, you can add a comment. Yes, it's as if you have a PDF reader with you, okay? And you do all of that online.
Can you download the paper?
Of course, you can download the paper, yes. In all of them, in all of the tools, there is the functionality for downloading the paper. All right, now, what else can you do? So you can also annotate using those different shapes. There are different shapes in here that you can include. And there is also the possibility of adding a stamp, but it yes, you add a stamp, but it's not appearing, unfortunately for us. But there is also the possibility of adding a stamp. If you have finished, for example, reading the paper, you add a stamp, completed or not yet, or go back to it, etc. And you don't need to save anything. Once you close it and you go back to your knowledge base in here, you will find all of the changes in there. You can carry on reading the paper. So you don't need to download and go through all of that. Okay, so here you go to your knowledge base and you will find your paper stored in there. As you can see, it is here. This is the paper we've been working on. All right. Now I'm going to show you something very interesting also in Bohrium. Since we said it includes more than 170 million journals, so there is a huge database of journals stored in it. You can go to the journals and explore them. There are all fields in there. Okay, so here there are a lot of fields. Maybe we can go to humanities. Linguistics or education, if we want, since we're interested in the use of AI in education. Or social sciences, yes. And as you can see, all of those journals are top-tier journals, Q1 journals. Okay, there's the recall here, there is system. All of those are renowned journals. So if we go to system in here, so you have the possibility of subscribing to the journal. If you'd like to learn more about the journal details, you go to details, and it will load the recently published papers in that journal once you want to have an idea about the recent trends, etc. So it's really very interesting. If there is a PDF version, you can go and read it, etc. Okay, and I'm going to conclude this session about AI with the Scholars pane. Once we go to scholars, we can also look for our favorite scholars. Think about a name you'd like me to search for until it loads. Okay, so what shall I write? Matheson. Okay, good one. Let's see if Matheson is in here. I don't doubt that. See if Matheson is in here. Christian Matheson. Okay, Christian is in here. So you go to the scholar. Okay, you can follow the scholar, and you have here a list of his papers. As you can see, you can go and check them one by one. Okay, so really, really very interesting. You won't find this in any other AI tool. So that was a discovery for me, and it is becoming a favorite. I spent a lot of time on Bohrium because of those technical issues. So I need to move on to the next one. As good as Bohrium might seem to be, it has some limitations. There are limitations in the kinds of filtering that you can do there, and as you can see, it keeps lagging, okay, while loading, so we need other alternatives if we need to. Maybe the most popular of which is Elicit. Elicit is also a specialized research assistant, and although it doesn't have a huge database, it pulls from a very reliable sources like Semantic Scholar, so we can trust it up to like 98%. What Elicit can do is summarize and extract the papers for you, and it allows comparison of the papers side by side. I will show you this right now. Again, we need to be patient with loading with the internet today.
Actually, moving from the PowerPoint to takes
No,
time
it doesn't
to-
do that at all. So it's not actually that. All right, it is loading, and the interface won't be any different from any other regular AI tool. We have here the chat box where we can put the query. Just make sure at the beginning that the research papers option is ticked. And you can write down your query, effectiveness of AI tools in education or in teaching, whatever. If you would like to have a detailed report about this topic, go to the research report in here. Unfortunately, I have exhausted all of my credits, okay? And even if I still have credits, I won't do it because it will take a lot of time to load. But you can ask it to prepare a report for you while you are exploring the response or the answer. The report it will give is very detailed with figures and references, citations, and it will load into a PDF version. So this option is good in Elicit. You just load for the answer, and it won't take much time. Elicit is quicker than Bohrium. So here we will have an opposite display of the data. We will have a summary of the answer on the right here. Okay, so it is thinking, taken some seconds to think about the answer. It will provide a summary with the reference, as you can see the names of the authors it used.
Like an abstract.
Like an abstract, yes, a short answer. Short answer. If you're not satisfied, you can ask anything about the results. You can ask more about the answer, okay? But what's more interesting in Elicit is the left side, where you have the papers listed one by one, side by side, as I said. And there are a lot of filtering options, as you can see in here. Okay, so you can choose to sort the papers either by the most relevant, most recent, least recent, most cited, etc., alphabetically as you want. Then you can filter here PDF if you want only PDFs to appear or everything. You can filter the publication date, you can filter the journal quality, Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. You can even filter the study type. Do you want only reviews or systematic reviews or longitudinal studies, etc. And you can even filter the keywords in the abstract, okay? So maybe you want specific keywords to be there in the abstracts. You click apply and the changes will apply. And what's more important about Elicit is the column filtering. So here, as you can see here, there is only one column with a summary of the paper with citations. The asterisk here, when you click on it, it will direct you to the quote from the paper so that you make sure that summary is accurate. And Elicit has a high rate of accuracy. Okay? But if you would like to have more details about your paper, you can add as many columns as you want. So you just click on column and add whatever you want. If you want the methods, you can add them. Methods, and the column for the methods will be created. If you would like a column for the results, you can add it. Another column for the results will be created. If you want a column for the implications, you can add it. So you can add as many as you want. This is one of the most powerful functionalities of Elicit. All right. So it allows you to compare the papers because you will see the results one under the other in order to have an idea about the similarities and the differences in those papers. Okay. Now, once you are interested in any of the papers, you can just pick it, and then when you click on it like this, it will be automatically saved to your library. If you don't like it anymore, just untick it. Okay? If you would like to explore it, let's look for a paper with a full text. Okay, this one. You just click on it, and you will be directed to another window with more details about the paper. So here we have the title, we have the journal, we have the direct source. If we would like to go to the direct source, we have the DOI, we can copy it, we can save it to our library, and we have the PDF version of the text in case we want to download it, or if we want to read directly from here. But unfortunately, you cannot manipulate it. You cannot highlight anything. This can be done only in Bohrium, okay? And this is why we say that those AI tools should always be used side by side, okay? They are complementary. What you find in ones, you don't find in others, okay? Those are the most important features in Elicit.
If I may add a word.
Yes.
Especially it works with my students. If you notice, there are no Tunisian studies that appeared at the first that is entries. So you just add, for example, I want Tunisian studies, and you get all of them. So it's very interesting because we always encourage our students to work on our local context since we are working on it.
And actually Elicit is not very good at doing that because one of the cons is that it sometimes misses on niche papers because its database is not very huge. Yes. So sometimes papers that you can find on Google Scholar, Elicit will not find them. Okay.
Prompt is the best thing you can do.
Even with a good prompt, it will still miss them because they are not in its database. Okay, to start with. All right, and this is why we might go to other options like Consensus. Okay, Consensus is also one of the most powerful search engines that are specifically designed for literature review. And what's peculiar about Consensus is that it doesn't just generate the papers and summarize them. No, it gives a consensus score. It tells you where the literature is heading. Is it leaning towards the yes or the no, or is it neutral, etc. So it gives a consensus score out of 100, okay? And everything is backed with evidence, all right? Let's have a look at Consensus. Normally Consensus is faster. Yes, it loads fast. As usual, you need to sign in. I'm already signed in because I use all of them. So we go to the filtering. Let's go to the sources first. Let's filter the sources first. So you can either choose all, and here it covers 200 million research papers, so even more than Bohrium. And if you are interested just in the medical field, you can take the medical option. But of course, all is better. In terms of filtering, there are also some options. So you can choose the year of publication. You can choose the journal rank, how many citations you want. You can choose to exclude the preprints if you don't want them. Just open access papers. You can even choose the methodology you want, fields of study you're interested in, even the countries you are interested in. So very wide range of filtering that you can do in Consensus. Once you're done, you just write your query, and here be careful. I was just going to commit this mistake. So here you need to provide a research question rather than a topic or a general topic. It will still provide answers, but if you give it a research question, it will give you a yes or no answer. So it's better to ask a research question. We will transform this into to what extent are AI tools, effective in education or in teaching. And let's see where the literature is leaning. I suppose towards the yes. So here, as you can see, it will provide a quick answer. The response rate is very quick with a general answer. So AI tools in education are generally effective, and then it provides the score. So 82% of the papers say yes, 6% say possibly, 6% have mixed opinions, and 6% say no. Okay, you can look for details. If you go here to auto details, you will it will direct you to the papers, to the ones to the ones who said yes and no, etc. You can have an overview of how those results were generated. At the bottom, you will find a summary, just like any other AI tool. So a summary with the references here that you can consult. Everything is cited. And at the very, of course, you can export the summary. You can either copy the text or export it as PDF. And at the very bottom, you will find the results of the papers that it has used to generate the answer. You can choose to show the papers one under the other. So here you will have the name of the paper, the key takeaways of the paper, the type of the study. Is it a literature review? Is it a meta-discourse study, or just a research paper? And it will give you the type of citation. This is highly cited. And if there is a PDF version, it will point to it. So here there is a PDF version for this one. You can now, if you want to discover it further. Okay. What's better to do is to show the results. To show the results in the form of a table. So let's go back to the tabular form table. It will show the results just like Elicit in the form of a table, but here it doesn't have the option of adding columns to the table. It's a ready-made table. You find just the answer, population if it's in there, and the methods used in that. Of course, you can ask follow-up questions if you want. Okay. So the most interesting feature in Consensus is the idea of summarizing or giving you an overview of where the literature is heading, so that you can situate yourself in the literature. All right. Consensus still has some limitations. There is no export to citation tools like Zotero. We're going to see this with Dr. Hliwi later. And there isn't advanced filtering of the data. And now I'm going to move to the second part in the literature review. So after we explore the literature, after we read about the literature, what is the next step? What do we need to do? We need to understand how those papers that we have selected are connected to each other. So which ones can be used together in this section, which ones can be used in the other section, etc. And this takes a lot of time to organize if we do this offline. Okay, we have some tools that can visualize how those papers are connected to each other, and those tools are called mapping tools, literature mapping tools. They provide a visual map, and the map will show you how your papers are connected to each other. One of the very first mapping tools, AI tools, is called Connected Papers. Okay, but unfortunately this one is missing a lot of functionalities, and even the map it provides is not very clear. So right now we have more advanced, I'm not going to do any demonstration on it because now we have more advanced mapping tools, namely the Research Rabbit. Research Rabbit is called the Spotify for academic literature. It helps you visualize how the papers are interconnected by co-citations or co-authoring. But still, even in the Research Rabbit, there are some functionalities that are not available, and for those kinds of tools, when they are launched at the beginning, many functionalities are free to use. But after some time, they will start, okay, including those into the pro version, so you'll find yourself looking for other alternatives. And here I'm going to do the demonstration on Litmpas. I do use it more than the other two, although the other two are still viable options. This one provides the map with the citations and with the references. And what I like about it is that in addition to generating the map, it helps you, or it allows you to manipulate it, to add things to it, delete things from it, color it, etc. And this is why Litmpas is one of my favorites. I'll show you quickly how you can map your literature around a specific paper using Litmpas. Let's close the previous ones. All right, so once you are in there, you need to sign in, to log in. It is loading. All right, so if you want to map your literature, you need a starting point. So it's either a title of an article you're interested in, or the name of an author, or the DOI of this paper, or if you don't have anything to start with, you can just type your keywords. It will work, it will still work. So if we just say effectiveness of AI tools in teaching or in education, it will still browse the relevant papers from the literature. You can here manipulate the papers by the most relevant, or show papers since 2026, 25, etc. You can manipulate the filtering options. And here there are some papers related or relevant to your query. And I advise you to go, of course, to the paper that is interesting for you, but also the paper that includes more references and more citations, because if it doesn't have many references and citations, it will not map as many papers as possible around it, okay? So let's look for one that has, okay, this one seems good. 50 references and 274 citations. So once you click on it, of course you can use this as a regular AI searching tool. You can just go to the paper, read it, you have the PDF version, etc. But I'm not interested in that functionality. I'm going to focus on the map, just on the map, how to create the map. So you go here, okay, you have here the abstract, etc. You go here to this blue, okay, explore related articles. You click on it and it will generate the lit map around this paper for you. Usually it doesn't take much time to generate the paper, but this one has a lot of references, so maybe it might take a few seconds. Okay, our map is here. Okay, it is working on the map, on generating the map, and it is already here. So as you can see, we have the starting paper, Owen, here. If we click on it, the paper will appear on the site, okay? And around it, you have all of the connected papers. As you can see, they are connected by those lines, okay? And you can choose to organize your papers. So here, the default option is to organize them by the more recently published. So the more recently published will be here at the bottom, and the ones which include more citations will be here on this axis. And you can manipulate the axis. If you would like to switch the axis, if you would like to choose to show the axis by the publication date, by the most important, the momentum, by the most connected to the papers, you have a lot of options that you can manipulate in here, okay? Sorry? The papers, the more recently published, that is to say the papers related to it, okay, that are most recently published, and the papers which include more citations. That is to say, this one cites those papers a lot, okay? And there is also an option for co-authoring, the papers written by the same author, okay? So here, as I told you earlier, what I like is that you can manipulate the map. So once you like a paper, for example, you click on it, and here you can tag the paper. If you like it, you can tag it. You just click on tag in here, and new tag. And for example, we didn't explore the paper, so I don't know what the paper is about, but maybe the paper is just about Tunisia, maybe. Although it's not probable. Cassie, so it's not Tunisian. Dan, okay, and we will see that the color of the paper will change into yellow. For example, this one is about opportunities, challenges, and strategies using ChatGPT. So we can tag this one ChatGPT. Tag, okay. I've already used this Litmpas a lot, so I have a lot of tags already on previous papers. So you can even change the color if you want, okay? And here, this one is tagged by a different color. And do you see here, new results may be available. It keeps updating, okay? It's just a few minutes or a few seconds. You can refresh, and it can add papers to your map. It does update quickly. Now, if we go to our papers, to our articles here, to show you how useful this can be. As you can see, this is the original paper, Owen, and under it we have the ones that we tagged. So this is SOC about ChatGPT, and this one is about Tunisia. So this will organize your literature review according to different headings and subheadings, okay? You can still copy the map if you're interested. You can go to here, screenshot, and export the figure. An image or a picture will be taken for the map if you want to preserve it for later. It will be already saved in Litmpas, all right? Now, let's move on to another one. Okay, I'm not going to do a demonstration on SciSpace. I just wanted to show it to you because SciSpace is witnessing some technical issues right now. I'm just going to show it to you because SciSpace is the whole package. So it's a tool, it's a multi-purpose tool. It helps you to write, to paraphrase, to look for the papers, summarize the papers, translate, do whatever you want. I'll show it to you quickly without doing any task because otherwise it will lag. So very quickly, as you can see in here, it works as a writer. Okay, you can chat with a PDF, you can discover the literature, you can use it as a paraphraser. And what I like about SciSpace is that it helps you build your task. If we go in here, you see build your task. It will provide options. For example, I want to review the literature using Google Scholar, and I want the Word document. I want you to do that using a Word document or a PowerPoint or a PDF or whatever. So it helps you create your task so that if you're not very good at prompting or at providing prompts, it works as a helper, okay, as an assistant. All right. Now, since I still have just 10 minutes left, I'll conclude with the writing and editing tools, okay? And the one I'm going to do the demonstration on is called Grammarly. Maybe some of the students already use it. One of the most powerful tools for checking the grammar, and here I'm emphasizing this, checking a grammar, not changing the style or paraphrasing. So if we go to Grammarly, I'll show you some of the editing options it offers. right, once you are in there, after signing in, you have two options. You can either go to new document and copy and paste your text in there, or you can use the easiest option, which is uploading the document directly. Okay, so once you go to upload, I don't know, let me choose any text, maybe
You can also download
maybe a text.
Grammarly,
yes.
and it will appear
Yes,
in
you
your
can.
Word
You can.
document.
It works for all of the other AI tools also. You can
Yes,
use them
everything.
as yes, as a
Facebook
Chrome
post, email, everything.
or a Chrome extension. So let me just upload a chapter from my previous supervisees. Let's see how it will evaluate it. Of course, the chapter is not corrected by me. It will take some time to load it because it's a little bit long. And what it will do is highlight the mistakes for you and divide them by area. So those are grammar mistakes, those are mistakes related to accuracy, those are etc. Okay. So as you can see in here, we have the text. This is the text that I added. And as you can see, the mistakes are underlined with different colors in here. So first of all, it will provide a score. It will give a score. Let me go to the grammar proofreader. It will provide a writing quality score for the text. So here the text got 57 out of 100, means there's still room for improvement. And it will point to the critical mistakes. This is what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in improving the style or any other option. So the critical mistakes are generally related to grammar, spelling, punctuation, maybe a wrong word choice, etc. Once you click in there, it will direct you to the critical mistakes. And as you can see here, the mistakes are related to capitalization, missing articles, etc. You can either accept the mistakes if you think those are actually mistakes, or you dismiss them if you're not convinced. Sometimes it underlines something, but it's not a mistake actually. Okay, so this can happen, and you should make sure that it is actually a mistake. If we accept them in here, we will see that the writing quality score will increase to 61. Those mistakes were deleted. All right. Now I would like to show you some other interesting functionalities in Grammarly. First of all, the fact checker. You'll see how good this is. The fact checker. It will scan your text for any factual claims that are either contradictions to the literature or debated claims. It will extract those claims for you and ask you to think about them more. Those are debated. You need to think more about them. So here, on the total, it has identified 4 flagged claims, 2 of which are contradicted and 2 of which are debated. If we go to the contradicted, for example, it says here, while several studies have analyzed media coverage, none specifically examine 60 bridge media images. So maybe you need to consider what you put in here, and it gives you the reference from which it found this debated claim, so that you can go and check if it is actually right. I find this very useful, and it even gives you a sample revision if you want to. I don't advise you to do that, but I can show it to you. It can help you improve your version. Even if you don't copy and paste, it will help you improve your version. It gives you another way of reformulating this debated claim. Now, if we go to the citation finder, again, something very interesting. The citation finder here will check for any citations that you have missed. Okay, this is the struggle of our supervisees. So actually, this can make our task easier. Yes, yes, Doctor. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Any tool. So does this mean if I correct my own work and I upload it, that it's going to be sort of
Is it going to be? It's going to be. No. It's stored in your own account, and once you finish fixing your text, just delete it. To be on the safe side, it will not store the information about your paper.
They claim, but they do not stop.
They claim so. They claim so, but we can never be sure. But once you delete it, I think it will be fine. I think so. I cannot guarantee that.
But
Okay?
by the way, even if they scan for AI-generated material, you did not change anything.
It's not
using
AI generated.
So even if it stays there,
It's not AI generated. Just use the grammar checker.
Yes,
That's all. The grammar checker. Okay, without don't accept the changes it provides, the paraphrases it provides. Okay, just use them as a reference. Yes.
The point is that if you are reviewing for any journal now, they tell you not to upload or use any AI material.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I think this is mostly useful for students. I think this can be mostly useful for students because as teachers, maybe it's the job of the editor to review our papers. Okay. All right. So here it has found a cited claim or a claim that is not cited. So it is a claim, but it's not cited. So it provides the citation for you. Maybe you would like to use it to add it to your claim. Okay. Otherwise, this will be problematic for you. And then we have the reader reactions. It provides reactions from potential readers. I also like this. So here you can choose the reader that you want. Is it your course instructor, if it is an essay, for example? Is it a course instructor? Is it academic peers? Is it your research supervisor? Is it conference committee? Let's go for conference committee since this is my supervisee. Save and recheck. By the way, my supervisor has already defended his work years and years ago. So here it provides feedback from the point of view of this committee. So the committee might remember this from your paper. Those are the strong points in your text. And the committee might ask those questions to you. For my students, this is useful in the Q&A session, okay? So you can expect what kind of criticism you might face if you submit it in this version, okay? So it can help you improve your text. And I'm going to conclude with the expert review. It also gives experts review about your paper. The experts in the domain, in this area of expertise. So here we have news articles and we have multimodality, etc. So I expected to maybe to cite names like Van Leuven, etc. We have Kress, and yes, we have Van Leuven. So if we go to Van Leuven and see what Van Leuven might say to you if he reads this text. So it provides the suggestion. Okay, and if you want him to show you an example of how to improve this or how to ameliorate this, okay, I find this really interesting in Grammarly. Most of the students use it just as an editing tool for grammar, and that's all. Okay. Now, while I am ending my session and moving to the next part with Dr. Hliwi, I'd like to tell you that there are other